Angel Johnson and Rye Finnegan each had an idea. Angel's was a clothing line.
Iconi is a motivational activewear line for women and men. I launched it in 2019 while I was still active duty Air Force at Buckley Air Force Base.
Rye, a network to help Denver startups find people to hire.
Paired is a community platform for senior startup leaders to be able to connect with each other in an authentic way.
They began the bulk of their business in early 2020. You know what happened next?
So our first product actually launched in January 2020, so right in the heart of the pandemic. So I had to throw my whole plan that I had in 2019, going into 2020 out the window.
I went full time to start Paired in January of 2020 and launched an original version of Paired on March 9th, 2020.
About a week later, the world was effectively shut down.
And all the relationships that we had put into place early on just froze on the spot.
It was no going to gyms and setting up pop-ups to get to know people.
Two startup leaders instantly found themselves learning the power of the pivot.
I really had to harness social media and just grow a community that way. And that way is a lot harder, I feel like.
While the hiring tool wasn't really working, the community of senior leaders that we had built around it was something that was ever more needed.
Rye completely changed course. Instead of focusing on hiring, he made Paired an online community for startup leaders in Denver. It now has several hundred members, and he says it keeps growing.
Most people that are in the startup world are ready to evolve quickly.
Angel got Iconi in front of people online and has built a big enough digital presence that back in November, Oprah picked her clothes as one of her favorite things. Now, business is booming.
I feel like if I can launch a business during a pandemic, I can pretty much do anything right now.
The Downtown Denver Partnership tracks tech startups in the city. In a recent report, they said 169 companies formed in 2020 in the city. That's impressive considering what all those companies were up against. There are about 1,000 startups in the city that employ, Kyle, about 7,000 people in the city center in Denver.
So if you're launching a startup, you're going to have some kind of unforeseen challenge. Global pandemic, probably not what people were thinking they were going to get hit with.
You know, I was struck by that. The fact that if you are a startup leader, you're already building a business plan, something's going to change throughout the course of that business plan anyway. So you almost have this built up flexibility in your DNA. So a lot of people could just pivot relatively easily. They will tell you that this was also the most challenging thing that they ever went through in their professional career. But they were able to pivot probably because they had it embedded inside of them.
Yeah, maybe pivoted a little bit better than some of us did. Thank you, Steve.